having a chat with somebody. We're just going to have a little chat here. What's your name?
Yeah, Randy Dickerson with the Premier's Council on the Status Disabled Persons.
Can you explain the difference between the old building that's physically handicap accessible and the one that's not?
Well, the problem is that the National Building Code in Canada before 1995 had nothing in the code that required building developers or anybody to have any accessibility features, and because at that time people didn't realize how many consumers and citizens there were with disabilities, and it was more of a closed topic. But now over the years people are, with inclusive education and more medical advances, there are more people with disabilities who are out there in the community, plus people are living longer, and as they get older they often develop.
Is that a good thing?
Well,
to live longer, is that a good thing?
That's a great thing. It beats the alternative. But the thing is, if the buildings were designed to be more accessible for someone in a wheelchair, for example, it's also accessible for the mother with the baby stroller, or for the delivery guy bringing in the bottled water or the boxes, whatever. So if it was universal design, that would be good for everybody. And we're working with a number of other groups and the government to try to make some changes to the building code so that in the future new buildings will have more basic accessibility, and also to look at over a reasonable period of time to try to bring in changes so that existing buildings can be renovated and brought up to date to be more accessible. And we don't present that just as a legal argument or a human rights argument, but we try to remind business operators and restaurant owners, etc., that if you are not accessible, you're missing out on a large portion of clientele, because New Brunswick has the second highest rate of disability in Canada. We also have one of the highest rate of senior citizens. So if I go out to a restaurant, for example, with my wheelchair, my wife is not disabled, but if we can't get into the place, we go somewhere else. So it's not only my money they're losing my wife's money, or if I'm with a group of people, we're going to go to the place that's accessible. So it's good business, to make your building more accessible to customers.
Which city in New Brunswick is the most accessible to wheelchair?
Fredericton is done a lot over the years. We've still got a long ways to go. The problem with cities and towns in New Brunswick is we're an older province, and we've been settled for a long time, and a lot of our buildings were built many years ago when accessibility was not an issue. But Moncton, Fredericton would be the two I would probably point to as being more accessible than others. But even at that, they still have a long way to make them fully accessible.
Listen, the meeting's going to start. We'll do this again.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot.